Welcome to God damn it. Every single time. Well,
And it's only on this channel. Only on this channel.
It's because I'm a loser. Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, where can you find your spirit guide? Subscribe if you're new to the channel because today we're reviewing Season 3, Episode 1 of FX's Reservation Dogs. It's the first time we're actually doing episode reviews, but it is not the first time that Cameron and I have geeked out over this goddamn amazing series.
Not at all. This is one that I'm constantly telling people you have to fucking watch it. I mean, it's great if you're native because it's like, representation. Yay, you get the warm fuzzies. But this is just a fun fucking show.
It's amazing. I have zero connection with anything native other than just knowing you. I don't even know if that's enough to qualify me. I feel like an asshat every time I quote this because I have zero connection with any fucking native at all. But this is a goddamn amazing show that is 100% full of heart and full of genuine life lessons and wisdom. And I can't help but desperately love it. And if you're not watching it already, you should really do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
So for this particular episode, what was your initial thoughts?
Oh my fucking God. I don't even know where to begin, like, to sum up final thoughts on this shit. Like, it's just, I've been so anxious to start this, especially because I think it was like maybe a month before it dropped, they announced that this was going to be the final season. Yeah. Not that this was the end of the story of the Reservation Dogs, but that this was going to be the final of the show proper. So the individual characters might carry on, which frankly, I want a fucking William Knifeman show. Like, period. Because I mean, I feel like it would probably be nothing amazing. But him in costume doing 1491 jokes, which again, I would watch the shit out of that. But God, it was just, it was a perfect combination of everything. There was so much heart where you're like, you know, it's almost pulling your heart out of your asshole at moments, but then others, it's fucking hilarious. And especially with this first episode, it was hyper cinematic, like super expressionistic with like how much they put William Knifeman in it and how he was the focal point.
Yeah. Even this the was second episode, arguably even more, but yeah.
Yeah, but this was a solid way to open the final season.
Yeah, it's rough. This whole series is like centered around a group of friends that lost one of their members to suicide. Mm-hmm. Children. These are kids.
Yeah.
And I know both of us can immediately relate to that. And it's one of those things where if you understand it, if you live through it, it is just like a punch in your gut.
Dude, it is. That first season, man.
Oh, god damn.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it.
It's brutal.
It is.
And so the end of the second season, they go to California, basically running away from their home to fulfill a dream that their dead friend wanted to do. And Daniel's connection with each of the different characters, whom each are amazing as actors and as the characters they portray. And they're so wonderful. And then, of course, Bear wants to, while he's in California, connect with his dad. And so we open the episode with him connecting with, or going to his dad's address, finding out that it's, the dad's not there. It's his new wife with a whole bunch of kids, and she's fucking pissed as shit that he sort of left her. And he's having to fucking realize that I'm really alone. Like, I'm not alone because I have my friend's support network, but that's not really where his head is in the moment. He's like, my dad is not there anymore. Like, he was never there in the first place, but the promise of him being where I expected him to be is not even there. So he is absentee 100.
Yeah.
And so, we see it later on, but he sort of comes back to the door and does this final, now I get to say, when you leave me for the first time.
That fucking gutted me because I've been there. And man, that is fucking hard.
That's weird because we kind of have that in common too. Like my dad left when I was a wee lad. Abusive man, piece of shit father. But because he was absent from my life, I desperately wanted him to be a part of my life. And I rejected my stepfather because of it. Ultimately, when I finally started connecting with him, he rejected me as a person, which broke me. And then I found out he died months later. when I was in basic training in the military. So I never really had this good connection, and so I completely connected with Bear's experience in a very different way. Whereas, instead of me being the one to say, I'm cutting this off, at least as a man, I can rationalize and understand that he was never a part of my life in the first place, and so I didn't lose anything by losing him.
Yeah.
Which is kind of devastating in its own right, but still.
Oh, absolutely.
At least, I don't know. In any way, I completely relate on so many different levels with this show. And it's just so goddamn beautiful. So the parents, all the parents of these kids send an auntie out to collect them from California because they ran out of money because it was stolen from them. Their car was stolen from them. They have nothing left. They're hanging out with White Jesus, which is hilarious.
Absolutely. I'm so fucking glad they brought White Jesus back. So good.
He was so much more wise in this episode, it seemed like. He seemed super creepy to me in the first time we saw him last episode, but I don't know. I didn't get the creeper vibe this time.
Yeah, not as much at least. Once Teeny showed up and she gave him $2 to get him to fuck off. That's when I got the weirdness. But yeah, no, it was pretty, or the creeper. But yeah, it was great to see him back. Yeah. You'll never hear me say that shit ever again.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm not a fan of White Jesus.
Yeah, me either. I mean, in general, Jesus is not not for me, but whatever. So, she ultimately takes them all back. They have to make a stop at a rest stop for the bus. And that's where Bear is sort of done a one-on-one with his spirit guide, William Knifeman, who in this episode is doing some amazing humor without actively doing stand-up.
Oh my God, right? Just like the whole fucking Simple Man thing. Like at first, I'm like, no, okay. I'm just hearing shit. I'm hearing shit. I'll watch this later and I'll hear something else. And then there's a little bit of a separation of it. And then he finishes the fucking lyrics. And it's like, that motherfucker is quoting Simple Man, but making it indigenous. This is fucking great.
This is the first of these two episodes where it seems overt that he's addressing colonialism. He's addressing stolen heritage. He's addressing people pretending to have heritage and connected, but then not shaming them in the same moment. He's like, and even those who can't prove it, but still in your heart know that you are. I see you. Aha!
Yeah, man. I love that he's narrating this episode.
Fucking brilliant.
So goddamn funny.
The weirdest goddamn narrator, a spirit guide that's just off the wall bizarre.
Yeah.
But he's fucking 100%. It's just great.
It was funny because at first I was a little bothered by the costume change because they changed up his costume a little bit.
I didn't even notice.
I'm a costumer, so that's the shit that I notice when I watch things because I don't know how to enjoy things without dissecting them. And at first I'm like, they changed up his chaps. That's fucking weird. Why?
So they're assless?
Why? Well, no, because I mean that's what chaps are. If they have an ass, they're pants. But I was like noticing skin between the chaps and the loincloth. I'm like, man, that is a very bold decision. And then of course we find out why they opted to do that, and that was fucking hilarious. Because who doesn't love dick humor?
I do.
Yeah, I mean it is one of the great jokes in the world. Like that and fart jokes, they're just classics.
Yeah. They bring joy to everyone involved.
Absolutely.
I just loved it so much because the whole time, and we saw this from season 1, he's been sort of pushing Bear to, and I think ultimately, I don't know for sure, but my assumption is that he is trying to have Bear become a fully actualized person and realize what he has, not what he doesn't have, because the entire show seems to have been this really juvenile perspective that all I think kids have, is that the grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah. I don't have what I need. I need to aspire to something else. And for me anyway, tell me if you see it differently, it seems like the spirit guide is telling him, no, you have everything you need. You just need to journey a little bit to realize it. You have to go through the process of the hero's journey, and then when you return home, you will be fully actualized. You'll have stories to tell, and you will really genuinely appreciate what you have always had the whole time.
Well, we kind of got that with, most of the adult interactions throughout the. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, but it seems like that's how it's been. Because even with Teeny, like taking Elora off. Well, I guess not taking Elora off to the side, but we get the scene where she's at the bus transfer and she's outside on the phone, essentially getting fired. And then Laura comes out to check on her, and she has that sit down with her of like, look, man, you know how you felt when you're 11? I still fucking feel that way. Adults don't know shit. Yeah. We're the same fucking people we were when we were children. We just have a lot more baggage than we did when we were younger. And it's like that. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of the narrative, or what is going to be the narrative of this season with the adults.
I've had different verbiage, but the exact same conversation with both of my kids at different periods in their lives. And I think it's so important to realize that. I mean, all kids will ultimately realize it, but to be able to have the conversation with the parent about that premise, that, you know, we're no better. Yeah. We're worse than you are, and you're still developing. Like that, right. You know, you're aspiring to something that is unrealistic because we're fucked. Mm-hmm. I think it's so important because not only does it set up proper, I think, expectations for children in development, but it also humanizes the parent or the guardian in whatever case, and gives realistic expectations about what to expect from those people.
Yeah, I know I would have been a completely different person, I'm sure, if I had that discussion with people. Because, of course, most adults try to hide that shit because, you know, you want to protect kids from reality when in reality, you're fucking harming them. I mean, I've had that discussion with my sister, who I was guardian of, and it's one of those things where it's like, I think it helps to understand, especially as a young adult. Okay, so it's normal to be scared and confused and not know what the fuck you're doing and ask for help. Because God knows I didn't do that shit as a kid. Yep. I was just like, no, I'm an adult. I have to pretend I know what the fuck I'm doing. I mean, granted, I still do that, but I'm at least aware that I'm, you know, outwardly doing that.
Yeah. I think it's a great experience to have for any kid, and especially for a parent, because at least, or a guardian or some sort of like authority figure, because at least then you're being honest. You're not pretending. And I think, and I've had this conversation before in different situations, but I would rather someone dislike me for who I am than dislike me for who I'm pretending to be.
100%.
And if I'm not being honest with those that I find are nearest and dearest to my heart, like my fucking family, then who could I be honest with? You know, if not them, who? No one.
Yeah, right.
So I would rather be bare with them and say, look, I'm trying my best. I'm clearly failing in some aspects of being a father or a husband or a friend, but I'm trying. I'm deficient in ways that I'm trying to work on. So if you could just work with me a little bit, you know, we'll both be better in the end. And it's just the reality of human experience. No one's fucking perfect. No one's prepared for any of this shit. There's no manual. There's no video you can watch to know how to do it. Everyone's different. Literally within their own bodies, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Our chemistry is different. Like, how could there be a sort of model? So, I don't know. That's how I like it. And the fact that this show showcases it front and center in every aspect is brilliant.
And the fact that it's a fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Because you are still laughing throughout the majority of this episode.
Yep.
And there's heavy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So ultimately, the spirit guide is telling him, don't get on that bus. Not because anything bad is going to happen, but just because you have a different journey to take. Yeah. And Bear's like, fuck off.
Right.
Meanwhile, donut guys in the toilet with the donuts? What the fuck?
Okay. Real talk here. There is still a Tasties in the area, but I don't go there anymore. I kind of used to be that guy. Like, Tasties in Kaysville, they would just, the same thing. Fucking full garbage bags full of donuts. Dude. And it's like,
what are you
I just
doing?
Jump back there and grab a fucking bag of donuts, man. Walk my happy ass home, and if I saw people on the streets, it's like, hey, man, you want a donut? I just got these.
That's so weird to me.
Well, young stinky punk rocker, dumpster diving is it's a part of it's in your DNA, and that was part of it.
Part of the gig. All right. I dig it. Weird. Yeah, that was the one thing I was just like, ugh. See, he's gonna give those out, and he was just ugh.
The funny thing is, that's not the aspect that bothered me. The aspect that bothered me was when Willie Jack's like, "Hey, cheese, where's mine?" And he pulls it out of his pocket. Now, real talk again. I frequently put food in my pockets because they're fucking pockets. It's what you do, but not those pockets. Like, that's what short pockets are for, or hoodie pockets.
Hoodie pockets, yeah.
But not where you put your hands all day. That's just fucking weird. So, like, God knows what kind of lint and weird shit's in there.
The lint is the least of my worries.
Well, I know, because I wasn't going to go there. But, I mean, a teenage boy's got some very dirty hands.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Teenage boy has the same dirty hands that grown-up Adam has. I never got past that. Yeah, so that was weird. But ultimately, that made Bear miss the bus, the second bus, to get home. So everyone gets home. You see this wonderful reunion with everyone. I love those goddamn rapping twins. On the scooters, normally on their bikes.
I try to. So, in the show, I do.
It's Mose
in the
and
show,
Nico.
I absolutely love them. But in reality, it's like they're fucking Christian rappers, and I've got no time for that shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, dude, fucking look at.
For me.
Okay, never mind.
I like them.
Never mind.
Damn it.
Ignore me then. They totally don't wear a bunch of Christian gear.
We've had so many conversations about this, how indigenous peoples are converted to fucking horrible religions. It just drives me insane. And these are the two guys that I just thought were outside of that bubble, and now you're telling me, all right, God damn.
The characters in the television show might be outside of that bubble.
Right. We
can at least pretend.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to pretend from this moment on that they're definitely outside of that crazy bubble.
Here's the thing. We just pretend that they're a Greek chorus.
Okay.
And that's it. Because they kind of are.
Yeah. You know what? They're kind of like, they're almost, this is weird. They're almost like the three witches from Macbeth, sort of defining or narrating the events in this sort of abstract, random way. I'm not sure if that's 100% solid in my head.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, I'm going to put a pin in that. I'm going to have to think about this for a minute. It just popped in my head there. Anyway, I enjoyed them. I love the dad who's like giving this bear hug to his daughter. Is like, you're so grounded. But he doesn't really mean it or care because he's just happy she's safe and alive.
Yeah.
I get it. I love it. And then all of a sudden, Bear's mom's like, where the fuck is Bear? And everyone's like, wait, where the fuck is Bear? And he's totally missing. And it sort of ends with him just wandering. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I loved it.
Yeah, great way to end it / start the season.
Yeah, this was the best possible episode for a continuation of the last season, which was emotionally charged. I fucking cried when I reviewed the season last time on this channel because I could not handle what they were pushing out there. It was way too much for me.
Yeah.
And this time they're bordering that, but dry eyes. I've grown.
Yeah. At least for now. We'll see when the season ends.
Exactly.
I honestly have a feeling it's gonna be fucking snot.
Oh, man. Yeah. I hope not. In any case, did you have a favorite part of this episode?
Yeah. I mean, William Knifeman. Like, fucking Dallas Goldtooth is a comedic genius. And the character is just everything. Like, I fucking love. But especially when he was doing the Simple Man lyrics. And especially when he starts getting in the dancing and starts doing, like, the native sign language and shit. It's like, God, this motherfucker is just hamming it up.
His fucking vocal cues too, just his calls and just the what's the language he's using? It's is it Paiute?
No.
In the captions it says like the native tribe.
I didn't think he was Paiute.
It might not be Paiute.
But I
might be misremembering. But in any case, it showed this great map of like indigenous tribes as they were sort of doing the Indiana Jones kind of across the map.
That was my second favorite part, especially because I mean, of course, it says Danae and it's got a little Danae girl there. And I'm like, yay, that's me. Because I'm a little Danae girl. But the best part is when they get to their layover and it shows the Comanche land, but there's a fucking alien. It's like, yeah, no, they probably fucking are. That's why they're so just killer. Well, I mean, fuck, you've read the goddamn book too, man. Like they were like the toughest motherfuckers there were.
I mean, it was the Sioux, right? The Sioux were like the ones that also like enslaved and like slaughtered other tribes.
Well, I mean, is
it the Sioux?
A lot of tribes are that way. I mean, fuck, like Skinwalker Ranch, the whole reason. Well, I mean, you were there for the story, but yeah, I mean, that's one tribe is always going to enslave another tribe. Yeah. It was pretty rare that there weren't warring factions. I mean, there was a lot of trade and all that stuff, but still, it's classic tribal warfare. Yeah. You're cool on your side of the line. I'm on my side of the line. You cross that, then we're going to have some shit.
Yeah. Damn it. Now I want to know what I got to rewatch it just to see what the tribe was that it said he was speaking in. Because I was hoping to see what he was saying. And instead it just said tribal name language. I was just like, oh, fuck.
Gotcha.
Damn it.
Well, the thing is, it's like he died at Little Bighorn. So that's like Northern Cheyenne, Arapaho. But I don't know. I'm looking it up right now as we're talking. Trying to,
in either case, I think my favorite part was fucking that goddamn spirit guide. At the very beginning, it was hilarious. He rides into frame. He's like, "Welcome to the spirit world," and he's like calling out to all the audience and all your various degrees of types of people that identify as being members. And I just thought it was fucking hilarious because as someone who doesn't ever, because I have nothing, I just love the fucking comedy of those people. Like, everyone's Cherokee. Oh, I'm Cherokee. Or Navajo. I'm Cherokee. I'm Navajo. And you're like, no, you're clearly white and white. I'm like, you are toast white at best, but just generally white Wonder Bread. I just loved it so much. And then he was like, at the end, trying to get his horse to go.
Lakota.
Dakota, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't sound right. Right,
well, I mean, again, he died at the Battle of Little Bighorn, so. So I'm Navajo, Chris. It's pretty much the area that I'm in, just a little bit further south. That's so, like the Navajo Nation proper is New Mexico, Arizona, and a little bit of Utah.
I am from Cracker Tribe.
Yes,
we come from across the sea. I love fucking Knifeman so much.
Yeah, he's so
damn it, he's so good.
Like, that's when I die. I hope that there's nothing after this because I just want to fucking sleep. But if there is something after this and I don't come back as a William Knifeman,
so amazing.
I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
Nephew, grandson.
Yes, I have a really hard time not wanting to just refer to everybody as that.
Oh, caw. When we just got back from camping and we were with a bunch of other guys and you and I were like riffing a couple times just on this show and everyone else was just like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, we're crazy people. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
That's just so good.
If anyone watching this at any time hasn't seen any of these shows, do yourselves a favor, for fuck's sake. Did you have a least favorite moment of this episode?
No.
I didn't either. This is beautiful. Like, I can't describe it any other way. It's emotional. It's human. It's engaging. It's exactly what you want out of a show. And I don't know what the fuck FX Networks is doing, but they have some amazing shows that they are pumping out regularly. So, fuck, good on them.
Honestly, it feels like with FX, they're just sort of like creator friendly. Like, I mean, this is a Taika Waititi thing. Yep. And they were just like, oh, you want to do something? Sure. Here's money. Yeah. Have fun. And this is what we're getting.
And I'm so glad he leaned in on the actual people rather than trying to do like this weird New Zealander version of it. Like,
did you ever see the speech that he gave? I don't remember what
I don't think so.
Academy it was, but he gave a speech because he was getting an award for something like this. I actually think it was this show. And he basically went up there and kind of told everybody to go fuck themselves. Like, oh, I'm getting this because I'm an Indigenous individual and you guys want me to tell you how to fix what you did? Well, go fuck yourselves. That's how. I'll have to find that link and send it to you. But goddamn, it is just like I fucking love that man. And anytime I hear him, like, I mean, of course, seeing him act and shit is always great. But anytime I hear him being real, I just love him even more. Yeah. Like, he is a fucking treasure.
Taika Waititi's amazing.
Yeah,
I love what he does. Sean, I think that's his second episode, but we are about to be there. Yeah. So, anything else you wanted to talk about with this episode?
Fuck no. Let's get into that second episode.
Let's do it, because this is some real shit.
No, Adam. Not let's do it. Studis. Come on.
All right, thank you all so much for tuning in and let us know what you thought about this episode. And if you haven't watched it, what the fuck are you doing watching us for? Go watch it. And then come back and watch this, because it's totally worth it. All right. As always, remember the evil spelled backwards live, so get your asses out there and be evil.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to do like a knifeman thing.
I choked.
Damn it, I want to, but I feel like an asshat doing it.
No, an asshat. I'm giving you a native card for tonight. Oh!